Hello, everybody. Bill Thornton, SoCalSabre here, and it's time to find out what I listened to this week and a little bit of last week on my vinyl and CDs. This is a little bit longer one because there's an extra day added in there because of my trip to Vegas, and I didn't do the July favorites either. So that one. So anyway, let's get started. You know, on Whatnot, every once in a while, oh, I mean, each of the sellers raffles puts off a free album. I happened to win this one. Didn't know what it was. Sometimes you don't. Most of the time, you don't know what album you won until you get it. And I got this album free, no cost, no shipping costs, and it was "Feeling Good" by Xavier Cugat and his orchestra. Got it free. It's a instrumental, all instrumental of 11 pretty familiar tunes like Downtown, Hello Dolly, and oh, get your fate to the wind, Goldfinger, Sea of Love, and Chimney Chin from Cherie. So on a stand from looking, I didn't even know who he was. I won this and looked it up. Found out that he was like one of the top Latino. This was one of the top Latino albums created during the eras. This is from way back there. And he and his band took up residence in the Coconut Grove in Los Angeles. Pretty old album. Forgot to make a note of when it was, how old it was though. It wasn't inner sleeve with it, but pretty raggedy shape. But it was there. Bad in the back. From Decca. The actual album cover itself is not in very good shape. See the bottom splitting. Could do a little paste job in there if I wanted to, but I don't think I want to go there because I don't think Xavier's going to be getting a lot more play on. And the album was interesting to listen to, and it was in pretty good shape final wise. So that was that one. Next album I listened to was a Japanese release I got on Whatnot. And it was David Lee Roth. This was a 1985 release. Still in the shrink. Here, the Obi, still intact. A little different lighting in here. My ring light went out on, so I'm using my overhead, so I'm getting a little bit different looks. It was his debut solo recording. And it was released while Roth was still the lead singer of Van Halen. So he parted ways with it several weeks later and launched a solo career. This is an EP, not a full album. 4 cover songs of varying styles. The EP did get certified platinum and is having sold more than 1 million copies in the United States. Comes with a nice in shape inner. Really good shape. This is in really good shape. So didn't pay too much for it, but nice addition. I like when I can get my hands on the Japanese one. Back in there. Put this back in. Oh, I didn't show you the label on the other one. I like showing you the labels. This is a Warner Brothers. You'll see by the vinyl. Yeah. Vinyl. Really. This lady. Really shame. Warner Brothers label. Very good. VG Plus. The only thing that ever gets the near mints from me sometimes is CDs. Really shouldn't go because my mind is normally sealed, never been opened, never been played. Okay, so that was Crazy from the Heart, the Japanese release of 1985 from David Lee Roth. Sounded really cool. Glad to have it in the collection. So the next thing we did was something I picked up locally. And I still got it in the shrink. Double album. It's Hard by The Who. You can see the next shrink is causing some more. Half-speed mastering from Abbey Road Studios. 19. This is a 2022 Record Store Day release reissue of the 1982 album, which was the 10th studio album by the English rock band. It was the final Who album to feature bassist John Entwistle, who died in 2002. It was also the second and final Who studio album with drummer Kenny Jones, as well as later to be released on Warner Brothers. It was their last album for over 2 decades until Endless Wire in 2006. During this whole period of time, there was a whole bunch of confusion. The rights went back and forth from manager to owner to all the story goes all of those days that people had to fight for their rights and so forth. And we had some inners. Stuff out of here. We had 2 different color inner sleeves, lyric sleeves. Got here. This one here. Of the gang. It was at a really good price at the local record store. Brand new. So I couldn't fight the price. Comes on 2 LPs. 2 LPs, 1 LP. No, 2 LPs. 2 LPs. First one is in a nice yellow. Translucent yellow. Label It's Hard by The Who. The other one comes in translucent orange. Pretty cool stuff. And there was one more thing in the middle of this. That was poster. Look upside down. Get the guy looking at it. A poster. 4-panel poster. Pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. Get in there and get it protected. All right, so that was It's Hard by The Who, a 2022 record store reissue of the 1982 album. Another good thing to the collection. Okay, now we're going to be taking a look at '85 album Under a Raging Moon by Roger Daltrey. It's a 6th solo album by him. The first one it's the first one I have ever obtained. And I think the first one I've ever listened to. So why would that be that I don't have any of his other albums? Because I like The Who, and I got Who in my collection of CDs and on LPs. I don't know what I was thinking back then. You know, the album reached number 42 on the U.S. charts, and the single After the Fire, written by Peter Townsend, reached number 48. It includes a tribute to Keith Moon, former drummer of The who died in 1978 on the track Under a Raging Moon. Nice touch. Nice touch. Boy, this is in good shape. This is in good shape. This is not a reissue. Another very well taken care of. Inner sleeve. And it comes on the all the standard green, white, red. See by the vinyl, I'll see some of it. Really good shape. There's not a scratch or nick on this one. Little mark where I dust. That's it. Played really well. I enjoyed it. I might have to get some more Daltrey stuff in since St. Roger's going to be retiring. All right, where do we go next? All right, so now we're going to get another one I got on Whatnot, but I wasn't sure how this was going to work. This Never a Dull Moment. The fourth studio solo album from Rod Stewart, 1972. And this has got a weird way it opens. Somebody had bought it and put their name on it. So see this up here. That detracts from the value a little bit right there. But then again, I'm not a value guy looking. Because the rest of the cover, pretty darn good shape. But let me show you how weird this is. Okay. So, get around to the front. It opens this way for a panoramic view. Close it up. Open the back. Pretty ingenious how they did. You know, and then the album goes in. Actually, if you want to store it, it goes in the side of those two things. Pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool. So that was under the or Never a Dull Moment by Rod Stewart. It was his fourth solo album. You know, and it played, I was surprised, it played pretty good. I actually give it a VG plus on the cover, VG on the wax, a strong VG. You know, and it became a UK #1 album for just 2 weeks and reached #2 on the US charts. Tracks You Wear It Well and was a smash hit, as well as Twisting the Night Away, a song originally recorded and written by Sam Cooke. I like this side B better than I did the A side. That's kind of reversed from me. So let me see if I can see if anything else that was on here that I really. No, I can't really remember right now. You know, the old memory guys, folks. Okay, and it comes on the nice red Mercury label. So there was extra stuff because I had an extra day and a half back from Vegas. I didn't have a full week of stuff from Vegas. The red Mercury label. This was in pretty good shape. There was a little bit of popping in one of the songs. I can't remember what side it was on. I made a note of it in my database. But for, you know, again, I'm talking 1972. This album's 52 years old. Wow. All right. So then it was time to get into the CDs this week. And the first one I got into, I'm going to take it out of the plastic so I don't get so much of a glare. was number 13 in my collection. And it's Cycles by the Doobie Brothers. Came out in 1989, and it was their 10th studio album by the American rock band. It marked the band's reunion after breaking up in 1982. Instead of the later configurations, Michael O'Donnell at the helm, the band reverted to their 1972 to 74 lineup. The lead track, The Doctor, which is pretty cool, was released as a single and stormed to number 9 on the Billboard's Hot 100, and number 1 on the mainstream charts. Nice little book in here again. Text there. We got a couple pictures here. In the back. Cool looking CD. So that was number 13 CD in my collection, Cycles, 1989 album by the Doobie Brothers. Okay, and then number 14, had my toe tapping quite a bit today. And because I watched it, listened to it late. It's The Raw and the Cooked by the Fine Young Cannibals, another 1989 release. Look at that name of them song, She Drives You Crazy. Good times, big hits for those. I believe they were big hits. You know, it was a major commercial success, my note says, selling over 3 million copies. Numerous singles were released from the album, including the 2 number 1 hits, She Drives Me Crazy and Good Thing. Fine Young Cannibals disbanded in 1992, although they briefly returned to cut one song for a greatest hits album. But for their little time in the sun, they were pretty hot. Hot enough that I liked them. Bought them. I don't think my daughter had any influence. 1989. I was 3 years out of the Air Force. She might have been, you know, she was going to dance. She was a pretty avid dancer going to dance. And I used to hear a lot of different stuff at the dance studio. I'd take her to class. I don't know. Like fireman quick. This is a trio. So I wonder what they're doing now. Many of them still involved in music. 89, that's 35 years ago. Heaven knows. Here's their CD, pretty plain, by MCA. They actually got credits in that written right on here. On here, it's kind of hard to read. But that was the Fine Young Cannibals, The Raw and Cooked, 1989. Toe Tapper. All right, the last thing for the week, of course, is always an album that's been in my collection for a long time that we'll re-listen to. And today's joy was number 24, I believe it is. The number's cut off on it, but it's Joy to the World by Three Dog Night. No, number 27. I had it backwards. This cut had number 27, so a little tag right there. You know, this is a 1974 compilation, their 12th album. It's the follow-up to a compilation called Golden Biscuits. And there's an inner in there, not in the best of shapes, but again, for 74, now we're talking 26, 50, again, 50 years old. Consists of 11 of the hits from their previous 4 albums. Top 20 hit pieces of April was left off for reasons unknown. Saw Three Dog Night at Orange County Fair years ago. Same venue with Starship. Pretty cool night. Tonight's album was a little poppy, but old one. I've always tried to handle my record well. So go down there and hit that like button and leave some remarks, and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Let me know. Do you have any of these? Which ones did you? If you do, which of these did you like? If you've ever heard them, do you own any of them? Okay, and what did you listen to this week? So again, thank you very much for stopping by. SoCalSabre saying, take care of yourself. Be kind to each other. Stay safe.